On this episode of BFME Hidden Treasures, we'll take a look at the third and last of AOTR's hidden units in its War of the Ring overhaul, the Sword of the Fountain. Like the other two units, the Arbiters of Zigor and the Dunish Seer, this unit can only be acquired if you conquer any one of the regions of Forodwaith, Enedwaith, or Haradwaith. You can also take the single territory of Dorwinion. You can see it has a much simpler array of abilities than the other hidden units. So let's see how they do against early game units and late game ones, starting with early game Dwarven Guardians and then the Iron Hills Warriors. Gondor's Sword of the Fountain special free unit is the ultimate tank unit. Very straightforward, simple to use, they can dole it out on their own and even more with support. You can see here that unlike the Dunish Seer and Arbiters of Zigor units, these guys can drop 5 battalions of Dwarven Guardians while hardly breaking a sweat, no buffs, leaderships, etc. This is saying something given the Dwarven Guardians are some of the tankiest early game units in the whole game, able to easily dispense virtually every other early unit with ease and keep on truckin', including the other hidden units. Against the Iron Hills Warriors, on the other hand, a little different. We'll see how they do as support against these guys in a moment, though. These are important units to consider because the Iron Hills Warriors are some of the deadliest units in the whole game, having a combination of both swordsmen and pikemen along with their passive debuffing ability and being able to start off with heavy armor. They can down most forces with ease like the Dwarven Guardians can. So before we see the Sword of the Fountain unit as a support, let's see what the soldiers of Minas Tirith can do against the Iron Hills Warriors. This is important because it's only these units which can buff the Sword of the Fountain. Now that we've seen what these guys are all about, remember that the Sword of the Fountain unit gets considerable stackable buffs from the Minas Tirith troops and slightly heals nearby troops for every Sword of the Fountain unit killed. Now let's see the results. Notice I keep the special unit in the very front to tank as much damage as possible and distract the Iron Hills troops enough at the same time. This also keeps the debuffs of theirs from hitting my troops with the much weaker armor. Much better. The Sword of the Fountain unit is a powerful addition to any Gondor army in War of the Ring. By the way, it's worth noting that these guys get the same buff as the Fountain Guards, and of course they heal up one another for every unit of theirs that dies, so it's pretty amazing to pair these up together with your Minas Tirith troops, needless to say. But the cherry on top for these guys? Their considerable structure armor buff. This makes up for the loss of the Stoneworker structure in the War of the Ring mode. But the great thing is, it does stack with the other structure armor buffs from Baragond and the Fountain Guards. This is critical when defending your fortresses, especially in the capital assault scenario where your capital is a fortress. Hold that gate. Doesn't get any better than with Gondor. You can see how easy it is to take a gate down, no buffs. But watch the armor buffs from these three stack. When small moments matter, these guys will keep your fortress standing that much longer. And needless to say, these three buffs do wonders at making your normal limited bases in AOTR's War of the Ring the staunchest bases of all the factions. So get these special units and hold the line. By the way, if you want to practice with this unit more, you can easily find it in the AOTR World Builder. If you don't know how to use it, I've got some great introductory tutorials on my channel.